Good morning, students. I hope you all are safe and sound at home. After a long gap, we are coming back to studies again, but in a different way. Without wasting any more time, let's start with your English Literature Class 7th novel. Today, we are going to study this novel from the book Tales from Shakespeare, and the first story which we are going to take up is The Tempest. Now, the story is divided into several parts. In this session, we are going to study the first part, and in this part, I am going to show you two video clips. The story is very interesting, written by Shakespeare, which includes emotion, greed, anger, revenge, magic, and relationships. In this table, I have given you the names of the characters which are there in the story, and in this table you can see and understand how are these characters connected to each other. Now let's see the first clip.
Long ago, on an island with no name, in the middle of a great sea. If you were brave or foolish enough to sail close to the island, you would think that nobody lived there. You would be wrong. For in the heart of the jungle, at the top of a mountain, is a cave. And in the cave, an old man called Prospero and his beautiful young daughter Miranda have lived happily for 12 years. They weren't born here. Oh no. 12 years ago, to the day, they were sent to sea, deliberately, in an old boat full of holes and with no sails. They were meant to die. Miranda was only 3. Prospero cried as he held her in his arms. Who would want to murder an old man and his little girl? Who could be so evil? Well, as it happens, the very people responsible are on a ship sailing past the island with no name right now. They've been to a wedding in Africa and they're going home to Italy, they think. It is night. In the cave, Miranda is asleep. But Prospero stands outside, staring at that ship. He wears a cloak which shimmers and sparks with light. In one hand, he holds a great leather-bound book. In the other, he grips a wooden staff. With a deep breath, he raises the staff as if to draw upon the sky itself. Instantly, a jagged bolt of lightning courses through the air and cracks into the ocean. He sweeps the staff around his head, and boiling storm clouds explode from nowhere and blacken the stars. He whistles, and a living thing, a spinning, mischievous sprite, cartwheels through the air and hovers in front of him.
Ariel, are you ready?
Master, their ship is trapped in the web. There is no escape.
Time for me to teach them a lesson. Time for you to do your stuff.
Yes, at last. Sprites to the rigging! Come on, Sprites! Just what lesson are you teaching them, Master?
Never, ever mess with wizards.
Let's see the second clip, students.
The lightning and the thunder rage all through the night. Eventually, the terrible din wakes Miranda. She is not pleased with her father, especially when she spies the passengers far below leaping into the heaving sea, scared out of their wits. Prospero clicks his fingers. The storm stops. He sighs. Time I told you just what's going on, he says to her. And being the kind of wizard that likes details, this takes him the rest of the night. It turns out that Prospero's not just a wizard. He's also a duke. The Duke of Milan. At least he was, until his brother Antonio took over. Antonio borrowed a neighbouring king's army, stormed the Duke's palace, and ordered Prospero and his daughter to be thrown in a boat and lost at sea. It was goodbye Duke Prospero, hello Duke Antonio. Miranda is pretty surprised at this story. She thought they'd always lived in a cave. But hang on, she says. How come if you're really a duke, you're also a wizard? Aha, says Prospero. My old friend Gonzalo threw my science books into the boat as we were leaving. 12 years of reading them from cover to cover, and now I know pretty much everything about everything, including being a top magician. Since when did top magicians start sinking ships for fun? Accuses Miranda. Prospero explains that down there in the boat are all his enemies from Milan and Naples, including his brother Antonio. What are you going to do with them? Miranda asks. Prospero tells her he hasn't decided yet, but whatever it is, they deserve it. With that, he conjures a spell and puts her back to sleep, just as Ariel flies in with a very important message.
Master, the ship is hidden in the harbour. The crew are all fast asleep in the hold.
And the passengers?
Split up round the island, just as you ordered.
Excellent.
I'll be off then. It's been nice working for you.
Not quite yet, Ariel.
But boss, you said this was to be my last job.
This job is not over yet. Dawn's coming up. I want you to get down on the beach and start the island music going.
Okay. And then you'll let me go.
Soon, Ariel.
Promise?
I promise.
Cross your heart?
Don't push your luck, Ariel, unless you want to wake up back in that tree trunk where I first found you.
Any particular tune you wanted? Or shall I choose, Master? I'm leaving, I'm away, I'm out of here.
I hope, students, the introduction and the first part of the story is much explained. We will continue further in the next session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.